Welcome to another unedited review. I ain't got no time for editing. It's just a sucker's job. And again, I don't buy things to review them, but I review things I bought. So I just happen to get stuff and I want to share. So again, just to be clear, I didn't buy this to review it. I bought it because it seemed cool. And it is! Oculus Quest 2 from Facebook. That'll change soon. Got one of the last. That is a collector's edition. But anyway, Oculus 2, this is the box. Got stuff in it. Well, let me tell you what it has in it. Let me show you what it has in it. It has the Oculus headset. Heavy is the head that wears the Oculus Quest 2 crown headset. Yeah, there's a bit of weight to it. That's something to consider. And so you get this mainly, you get a bunch of little things, but mainly that. And you get the left-hand controller and the right-hand controller. For anyone that just doesn't know about VR, it's come a long way. So long, I guess I've never even tried it before. I mean, I just knew about it. I had to kind of keep up with some of the news articles about VR, but I haven't, I'd never been immersed in it. So when I first tested it out and I was doing the Jurassic Park demo, I'm like, holy cow, I think they're onto something here. Yeah, apparently. And yeah, I just really cannot say enough good things about it. But of course, you have to get the software to go with it. So the stuff that's free, I mean, there's some videos being made around the world. You can go to Ecuador and kind of like look around and someone's like grinding some fruit in front of you. That's kind of neat. So stuff like that, it's pretty cool. But the software, the apps are kind of what make it. So, and the back, it recommends Beat Saber. And I gotta say, that's probably the most, for me, it's been having the most replay value and just fun and a little bit of exercise. So that one is just the most thoroughly enjoyable experience I've had so far is Beat Saber. So if someone's getting this, it really should come with Beat Saber. That's got to be your game. That just pretty amazing. The music feels like you're dancing. It's really cool. Other stuff, I don't know. I did the climb, climb a mountain. I'll review the software, most of the apps in more detail on other reviews, because this is kind of the more generic thing. Jurassic World Aftermath. Yeah, there's a lot of kind of cool stuff to try out. But you got to get, of course, this first. I got the 128 meg edition, whatever. I just figured I don't need that much memory, but some apps use a lot of it. I haven't run out yet, but I just figured test it out. If I don't like it, I can return it. Have not returned it. Don't plan on returning it because I do like it. But again, there is a bit of weight. Now, what you see here is not what came with it completely. I got the silicone kind of shield that goes around it. That was aftermarket. I had to buy because what it comes with, your face will get tired of that fast. The head strap, which helps like kind of relocate the weight a little, that helps too. And a little carrying case, so it came with this kind of eye blocker pad that keeps it safe because they will warn you, do not get this thing in direct sunlight because the light will reflect on, if it reflects on those lenses, it's going to destroy it. It'll be useless at that point. And the controllers comes too. And these are decent, they're sturdy enough, and lots of buttons. 1, 2, 3, 4, joystick, and another button. So a lot of, definitely get the buttons with that. So a lot of the apps, I mean, again, the apps will be separate, but I would say if you had to get two to start off with, Beat Saber, and if you kind of like some shooting stuff, Pistol Whip, because just ducking bullets and ducking under, that's good exercise too. Sometimes you end up almost rolling on the ground. And other apps that were fun, but they didn't have much super hot. I mean, it was great. It was like an hour of fun, but then I finished all the levels. I'm like, now it's boring. I don't want to play it anymore. So it was too late. I didn't return it. I just figured I have gotten my use out of it because it's kind of another cool policy. If you have something and you have under 2 hours of playing time on it, you can return it within 15 days for a full refund. So I've done that on a lot of apps. I tried them out. Nah, it didn't work for me. So I returned them. But yeah, you can definitely get your money's worth on this. So I think this is going to grow. I don't want to get into too many details about what I think the future is, but I think the future in VR it's cool, but I will say that when I look through it, I just think, it could be so much better too. I mean, it's like you easily just get, satiated with the present and you look to the future. Like, yeah, if you doubled the resolution or you're really immersed in something. So, and again, it's supposed to be a quick review, but you do get really immersed in it. And it's just amazing when you take it off finally. It's just like, where am I? So those are lots of pros, more pros than cons, but what are the cons? For some people, you have to have a Facebook account or Meta account, and they don't like that. But Like, yeah, well, you don't have to actually post any like cat photos. You don't have to use it. It's not like you have to get like Facebook and start using it all the time. You have to have the account. But again, now it's going to be a Meta account and not a Facebook account. Whatever. I mean, I already had it anyways. It didn't matter to me. But for some people, no, I must not have social media. Well, whatever. I mean, why? They probably don't use Google Maps either, because quid pro quo. That's not really a big drawback. I would say a real drawback is, yeah, it can be uncomfortable. I think after half an hour of time, it's like, now it starts to hurt. And I think for your eyes and stuff, it's probably good to keep that as a limit of a half hour, and then just either take a break or be done for the day. And in fact, your battery is probably going to be a half hour anyway, so maybe longer, I suppose, depending on the apps. But yeah, and just, the danger of like running into things and breaking things. You do draw like a zone, like spray paint a zone where your boundaries, and it's really good about keeping you in. So and there are stationary apps too, where you don't actually have to mobily move anywhere. You stay in place. And a lot of apps do a good job of using the joystick when you want to go places. So they deal with that. So I would say, if anything, the weight can be a little uncomfortable, hard to sometimes like get your eyes focused, especially if you use glasses. That makes it a little more difficult too. They're not deal killers, but if you're looking for like, okay, what are the negative? And then the thing is, like, if you have a personality that's a very addictive personality, yeah, I mean, you could get lost in some of these games and never come out. So you kind of want to know your limitations. If you're like, think you'll be susceptible, it's like, that's like whiskey. It's like, if you think you're going to get addicted to whiskey, don't drink whiskey. But how do you know until you tried whiskey? So yeah, I could talk a long time about it, but I'm just kind of a quick review that I bought it. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. Yeah, for multiplayer, you can play with other people. There are apps. If I'm playing with strangers, it's not so fun. I would only play with people I know. So that's kind of limiting. I'm trying to get other people I know into it, but I don't want to like VR chat with people I don't know. It just seems like, that's the point. People, when they're in the virtual world, they seem to not have the same manners and stuff. And there's not that they're all bad, but there are, they're bad apples too. So I kind of like being in the real world, but also this world. There's just so much potential, so many things, exercise. I've seen VR or AR, assisted reality apps, where like it's in front of a piano and like it shows you what keys to play and stuff like that, and the notes will come down. There's just so many possibilities with this. This is kind of like, I want to say not the beginning, but in a way we're at kind of a beginning of a new era. I just think, when you look at like a 2D or regular on the screen video games at this point, it's like, what's the point of that? You're not moving, you're not in it. Well, here, now you're in it. So now you got my 2 cents on it, and I'd like to hear what other people think. And there are other ones out there, but so far it seems like this is from everywhere I read, this, if you're gonna get VR, Oculus is the one to get. The Quest 2, and there'll probably be another one out soon, I'm sure. So they'll keep selling them. But yeah, I like it a lot.